Ants live training take two. So, as I said earlier, this will be our second start. I lost you guys there for a minute, but welcome back. After 2 weeks, we're doing our Ants live training again. We were doing our Avon conference call last week with Avon HQ, Avon Home Office, also a nickname for them. But this week we'll be back. As I mentioned earlier, I'll be sharing tonight's topic of discussion is, are you kidding you? You guys have heard the phrase, are you kidding me? This time we'll be talking about, are you kidding you? Are you kidding yourself? So you guys, whether this is your first live training with us or you're coming back, you guys know the drill. We get started with our wins for the week. Because we were gone for a little while, this time around we're doing our wins for 2 weeks. So I'm sure you guys have a lot to celebrate. We had a long intercession, although a couple of us did get together for the Avon HQ training in the events tab. It was actually really fun. We had some great conversation going. We virtually went for ice cream in our own separate towns, but it was kind of like we went together because even after the meeting, it was like we were still talking and hanging out, even though we were all separated by miles and miles. So I love this virtual reality. I'm loving how we can all stay so connected and get to know each other and become friends over such an expanse, because even though we're in different states and cities, we're all still like connected and hanging out and doing stuff. So I loved our live training. Our live event, our Facebook event last week. And I think I might be doing it again next time Avon has their home office training. I'll create another event page. We'll all get in and chat. It was different to watch the video that Avon was presenting and then come back to the Facebook chat and talk about all the different slides and share ideas and encourage one another. So even though we weren't having our Ants live training, it was still like we were in like the old school meetings, even though we were all like in our separate rooms. And we even got to go out for ice cream after, so that was nice. So let's see who we have. I'm not clicking anything now because I clicked one thing a minute ago and it wouldn't go back the way I wanted it to. So I lost the stream, and that's what happened. That's why we're starting this a second time around. So if you posted a comment a minute ago, just repost it so I can see it and share. So let's see who we have. Miss Renee is laughing at our topic of discussion. Are you kidding me? Sometimes we kid ourselves. We're going to talk about that a little bit more in a bit, though. Let's see who we have. Oh, Miss Renee says she loves the hair. Girl, it's a struggle. But I've been watching, there's this show that I used to watch called Fringe, and one of the main characters has this beautiful curly fro. Her name is Astrid Farnsworth or something. And I remember that she was one of the first female actresses that I saw who had natural hair, and that kind of inspired me to get lazy with the perm and do this. But I am actually rocking my, this is my Avon Moroccan Argan Oil combined with the damage repair treatment. Let's see if I can get it without knocking on the camera. Watch me create a disaster here. Hang on. I should do a video on this stuff because I've been living on these things. It's actually 3 things that I'm wearing. But let me show you. We always talk about wearing your products and being your own best billboard. So whenever I get compliments on my hair, I always tell people, there's no shame in my game. I tell you what I'm using. I'm not using expensive $30, $40 hair treatments. I'm using Avon, and it works. So my favorite product line is the Avon Reconstruction 7 line. You guys have seen my video before. I did the mask, and now I've started to use the damage rehab treatment. So it's just a spray. It's very, very thin and light. You guys could see like misty, very, very light. So I mist that on after I wash when my hair is still damp. And then I actually seal it with a combination of 2 things. So the first thing is this one, the 360 Nourish Moroccan Argan Oil. Love this stuff. I've been using it for years because my hair is light and thin. So I can't use heavier oils because it just makes my hair feel weird. So this is very light. It doesn't give me that weird heavy feeling. So I've been wearing that, and it moisturizes very well. But I was finding that when I was in between deep treatments, my ends were getting really dry. And you guys know, you wear your hair out, it's rubbing against stuff, but I tend to really only wear my hair out in the summer. but my ends were just really dry. So I was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to use? And as usual, Avon to the rescue. So I picked up this Avon dry end serum. I was actually referred to it by a customer. So you guys are used to us as representatives saying, hey, this is great, that is great. But I have a customer who uses it, and she ordered like 4 of them the other day. And I was like, I forgot we had damage repair treatment. Let me try some of that. So I ordered 2 for myself as well. And as you can see, it was a couple of months ago. I haven't really gotten far in the bottle, about that far. I put a couple of squirts in my ends. I just kind of scrunch it in on the ends, and it really has been helping my dry ends. I've always had dry ends, but that stuff is good stuff. And again, doesn't weigh down your hair. It's very, very lightweight. It's not sticky or tacky at all, which I love because you guys know how the oils can get sometimes. But thank you, Renee. She's like, I just said nice hair. I wasn't expecting a spiel. But that's what you do when you talk to women. It's in our blood. Hey, Miss Myra, welcome. All right, Miss Lisa, awesome. Miss Lisa H. Miss Hutt. There we go. I got to differentiate between you guys. Miss Hutt is saying that her win for the week, she's getting us started off with our wins for the week. So thank you, Miss Hutt. Her win for the week was that she left catalogs at her new nail salons and the ladies were excited. Awesome. So she's getting her business out there. She is promoting. She is doing what we're going to talk about in our chat later on today. Awesome, Miss Lisa. And Miss Lisa is a top seller. She's brand new. Well, not really anymore, but practically brand new. She's still in her Kickstart and she's tracking for Kickstart. So the things that she's been doing in building her business consistently have been working. So congratulations to you, Miss Hutt. Who else do we have? Miss Elizabeth, welcome. Welcome to the live stream. Miss Anitra, welcome. Come on, guys. So let's get the wins for the week. You guys had 2 weeks now to accumulate wins. There's got to be something that you guys are celebrating. I will share mine. It's not the hair care. So the past few weeks I've been working on, as you guys know, Avon has this nesting program. They've extended it through the 31st. So we've been getting out and we've been doing events, and I've been out on both of my days off, and I've been trying to get out there and do events. And I had the privilege of partnering with one of the representatives from my team, Miss McIntosh. We have been out at least for 1 to 2 hours. Most days these past few weeks, we've been able to get in 2 hours just on breaks, just before work. And we've been working the business. We've been out talking to people and promoting the business. And on the weekends, I've been partnering with a local community organization, and I've been doing events out in the community just to speak to people and share the opportunity. And my win for the week is actually a story that you guys are probably familiar with, but I was out Saturday, super, super hot day, baking in the sun. I was by myself, so I couldn't get my tent up. And I was just out in the sun, and sometimes you come out and maybe the traffic isn't like you expect it to be, or the conditions aren't the way you had planned. And I remember kind of just sitting there and not feeling down, just kind of out of it. And this lady comes up, and I kind of see her out of the corner of my eye, kind of come up and come a little closer and come a little closer. So I was just like, hello. And she was like, is this Avon? Oh my gosh, I haven't seen Avon for so long. I used to have a representative when I used to live over here, but then I lost her, and then I moved, and there's no one in my neighborhood with an Avon rep, and I haven't seen Avon in so long, and I didn't even know Avon was still around, and all the stores are closed, and all the representatives are gone, and people have been around for years. And she was just like, I'm so excited to find the Avon lady. I love my Avon. And she was talking about the product she loves. She went back. She was like back to the 70s. She was telling me about the Here's My Heart, and there's another one that everyone always asks for that has been discontinued for a while. Topaz. She was telling me about the Topaz, and I was like, well, some are still around, the Timeless and the Odyssey. She was like, yes, what? I love those. I've got a little bit in the bottle. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I just felt like a verbal hug from this woman. So she left, and I sat down, and it was again, just getting back to the flow of things. And another lady comes up, and she's like, oh, I love Avon. I used to live down the block, and there used to be a store over here, but there isn't anymore. And now I can get my Avon from you. And I was like, yeah, give me your address. I'll mail you a brochure. You'll never have to worry about losing your rep again. And she was like, really? You mail brochures? She was just this tiny lady. She's just super excited. She was an elderly woman, and she was like, I love Avon, I love all the products, but I can't get all my stuff. So I was just like, okay, these two ladies made my day. It's so nice to, like, first of all, just feel appreciated, but to know that what you're doing can brighten someone else's day and make them feel so excited. You don't think about how people feel about losing their rep. You just think, okay, well, they're not getting the products they need. I never would have thought that people would be this excited about getting back in touch with a representative. But these ladies, they value the products. They love getting their products. One of the ladies was saying how she loved to look through the brochure. And I was just like, I do too. I do too. So we had a bit of a bonding moment, and it was nice. So that was my win for the week. I just felt encouraged because sometimes you get in the habit in the series of doing events, and maybe you're not tracking towards an incentive the way you want to be, or you're not growing as fast as you want to be. But just keep in there, keep hanging in there, because at the end of the day, my aha moment for the day was, you know what? You're out here doing this to build your business and reach your dreams and goals, but you're actually really out here for these people. Those ladies who are excited about being reconnected with an Avon representative and being able to get their brochures. I don't even care, like, if they order a ton or not, because one of the ladies was like, I don't order a lot, but I do have products that I love, and I order for myself and my daughter. I was like, girl, it's fine. Whatever you need, I'll get it to you. If it's one bottle of perfume, we're good. I'll get it to you. But it was just, I was like, I'm out here for those people. And I was actually explaining that to an acquaintance. And because he was like, I don't know how you do it out here in this heat every day. This is ridiculous. He was like, this is another level. And I was like, but you know what? And I told him the stories, and I said, that experience is kind of why I do this. That makes me feel good about being out here. So for those of you who might be going through a rough patch where you maybe haven't been tracking the way you planned, hang in there. It will get better. You will start to see an increase, but you've got to be consistent. If I didn't go out that Saturday, wouldn't have met those ladies. And as well as the other potential customers and potential recruits that might be joining the team. But every time I'm out there, I don't always meet a new customer that orders consistently, and I don't always find a representative. But when I do, it's like, you found gold, because the value of that person to your life. So that's my win. So let's see what other wins we have here. Miss Stephanie says that she left catalogs at a lot of places and no luck. Hang in there, Stephanie. Keep putting out your brochures. Be consistent. I've mentioned to you guys probably a couple of times now in the past. Sometimes I leave brochures the first time, I don't get a call back. I leave the second time, don't get a call back. But when the people start to realize that I keep coming back, that I'm consistent, that's usually when they start to order. A lot of people have it's like being in a relationship where you keep, connecting with the rep and then breaking up and connecting and breaking up. A lot of people don't want to break up with their rep anymore. They want someone who's consistent, just like you want to be in a consistent relationship with someone. So go out, put your brochures for a couple of times, maybe not every campaign, but at least once a month, so that they can continue to see your name and see that you keep coming back. You're not a one-hit wonder. And hit a lot of different places. Order more brochures. I love Miss Laura Douglas. For one day we were in a training, and she said, this, you can't build your business on 10 brochures. And I hear her voice and the sarcasm in her. Shout out to Miss Laura. Love you, girl. And I always just think, if I'm going to be building a business, like I'm going to be building an empire, I'm going to need more than 10 brochures. So I don't know how many brochures you're ordering, Miss Stephanie, but order a couple, 50, 100, and get them out consistently to different places. And also, I always even share with my team, especially when you're first getting started, but always throughout your business, you get more return on your investment when you exchange contact information. So if you can leave a person with a brochure and also get back their name, phone number, or email, or even address, even better. I love addresses now because I mail catalogs, and I use send out cards to mail postcards. Loving send out cards, by the way. I didn't realize how excited people get about postcards, but we'll talk about that another day. But Miss Stephanie, if you can get that connection going, then that will also help, because then they may not need Avon right at that moment, but if you could stay in touch with them, they might be able to they might be interested in ordering later on. And I will tell you guys, side note, I have had instances where I've left brochures, and 6 months have passed, 3 months have passed before I've heard back from a customer. And I've got some amazing customers. They who know who they are. I'm not going to put them on blast on the social media. Let their husbands come like, you're buying that much Avon? But I've met some wonderful customers from brochure tossing, and some of them didn't come until I didn't come back to me, I should say, for 3 months or 6 months. Sometimes they hold on to the brochure, and you know how life is. You get busy, and people will call me and say, okay, I'm ordering from a catalog from last year. Are these prices are still good? Are they still good? I honor the prices if it's the first brochure that I gave to them, just so that we can get our orders flowing. And then I make sure I get them on my mailing list so they get their brochure every month. So hang in there, Stephanie. Your break is coming. I know it. I feel it. It's in the ether. Miss Renee's win for the week is $500 from making PC. So for those of you who don't know, PC is the President's Recognition Program. It's also, you might see it abbreviated as PRP. Like, for example, in this What's New, on some of the items you might see, especially the clothing, two prices. First price is a C candidate. Second price is a PRP. So that's when you reach the President's Recognition Program level, and you guys could check it out. It's in all of your What's News. They have the earnings charts. So President's Club and Honor Society, Rose Circle, McConnell Club, President's Council, and Inner Circle. So there are different earnings levels. The more you sell, the bigger your commission, the more you earn. So Miss Renee is $500 away from earning her President's Recognition Program first level, which is President's Club, $10,000 in sales for the year. Now, we're not even done with the year yet, so Miss Renee is actually hitting her annual goal before the year is even up. We're only in 8 months, 7 now? I'm going to call it 7. I know we have a couple more days to go. We're in month 7. So she's got a few more months before the end of the year. So she's hitting it beforehand. So shout out to you, Miss Renee. That is something to celebrate. You need to pat yourself on the back for that. Kudos to you. Let's see who else we have. Miss Myra says her win is that she's getting back and having her first sample gift bags and being excited and preparing her first events. Love events. So congratulations, Miss Myra. Please post pictures of your events so that we can see and celebrate with you. We want to know and, kind of be there with you. Like I said earlier, we may not all be in the same state, but we're all in this together. So kudos to you, Miss Myra, for coming back and getting back in the swing of things and, hitting your business hard. So I know you guys still have some more wins because that was not enough. Okay, here we go. Scrolling. Oh, Lisa's sharing a tip with Miss Stephanie. She said that she moved and she made a cute note to go with her catalogs when she left them at local places. Awesome. I love notes because it kind of gives a personal touch. Thank you, Miss Hutt. Renee says moments like that are awesome. Thank you, Miss Elizabeth. Scroll back up to the beginning when the video is over. I tell you all the products I use. I see some congratulations going out. Miss Elizabeth's win for today is that when she shared the brochure with a waitress, the waitress expressed interest in joining. So Miss Elizabeth has a potential recruit just from sharing the brochures. Guys, do not knock the potential that comes with sharing. Right now, Avon is doing a training session. Some of us are in our coaching program, but Avon is also doing, like we did on the live home office video last week, that was our training webinar. Avon is going through a whole system to coach us on how to grow our business using the acronym GROW and all the steps that are involved with each letter for how you can connect with other people. And it is so important for you to develop connections and share your business and talk about it with people, because as you can see from these ladies sharing their stories, that is how you start to gain traction and momentum in your business and start to grow. So we all could do this, and I love the tips that Avon shared. If you guys haven't had a chance, go back. I think Avon shared a link in the Your Avon weekly, they changed the name again, but the weekly newsletter that they have. They usually share the link for last week, but if you go back into youravon.com and you look at the newsletters, you can see the links that they posted for previous articles as well. So check that out. I'll even try to just post it here on the video so that you can quickly go watch, but without having to search for it. But I'm loving this training because it's really informative on how you could take casual, everyday encounters and turn them into potential business building opportunities. But more so than that, it's coaching you on how to network, just how to get out of the comfort zone and talk to people, develop a relationship and conversation, to build on, to even just ask the right questions so that you can get to learn more about the person, and then to build on that to either share your business or, take the relationship to the next level and stay in touch. So I myself am trying to practice what they're saying in my daily excursions, trips, errands, whatever you want to call it, just to, I always want to make sure that I could do it first before I could coach it. But with this, I'm coaching it before I'm even like 100% able to do it. Hang on. So, loving the training, you guys. For those of you who are struggling with your business, I have to get serious for a moment. This is a public service announcement. These tools that Avon has provided for us, these free tools that Avon has provided for us, that your uplines, that your team members are providing for you, they are here to help you grow your business. Help you for free to grow your business. So really take advantage of all of these opportunities. I know a lot of you did not watch that training. You guys need to go back and watch it, because a lot of times I'm finding in discussions here on Facebook, face to face, a lot of people are saying, okay, this is not working, or I can't find this, or I can't do that. And when I start to kind of, ask questions and try to narrow it down to what we can do to improve performance, I'm realizing that there's no training. So if you guys don't know about the trainings, check your emails. Avon sends out an email every time there's a training. I have been posting links, so be alert and aware of the links. If you're not available, when I was in school and when I was at work, I couldn't be live on a lot of the trainings, but you bet I was on that training. As soon as I can get home, I would, plug in my ears and listen to it on the bus, the train. Even now, sometimes when we're doing the coaching calls, I'll say to my coach, okay, I can't talk right now because there's noise in the background, but I can listen. And I've been at Miss Harrell will tell you, I've been at President's Recognition Program dinners, celebrations with my earphones, with my headphones in my ear, listening to Avon coaching calls. When Avon had the AUL Academy, one year the AUL Academy meeting fell at the same time as my PC dinner, and you bet I was in there in the dinner clapping for people, but I had the event going on in my ear. These trainings are invaluable. These are the things that you will build on to grow your business. These are the things that all of us have either gone through, which will allow you to shorten the learning curve, or it's things, the basic skills that we use as a foundation to build our business. So please don't knock those trainings. It's not baby stuff. It's not miscellaneous. They are optional, but if you're serious about your business and you want to grow, they're not optional. Go in and watch them. I've been doing this for 13 years. I watch the getting started trainings, the new rep trainings, anything that they have, I try and get in there because I see the value in it. I know how important it is to get that training, the skills that you learn, even these role-playing conversational skills. I'm writing down notes on things to say because the approach is different. As time changes, the stuff we used to say back in the day has changed. Now we're talking about social media, and instead of, give me your number so I can call you, it's like, okay, well, hit me up on Facebook, IM me, PM me, DM me, all of these acronyms. So you want to be able to learn and grow. So whether you're new or experienced, I'm learning not to say old reps because none of us are old. We've just been around for a long time. Whether you're new or more experienced, get back into the training and learn and develop yourself. It's always going to be a learning curve. You're always going to be learning. So that being said, how are we doing on time? I want to touch on a couple of things really quickly. So this weekend, this Saturday, is actually National Lipstick Day. So I want to encourage you guys to get out there. Use it as an opportunity to promote your business. This is like a free giveaway. You can break the ice and say, hey, you know, it's National Lipstick Day. Happy National Lipstick Day. Today is National Lipstick Day. Whatever way you've knit that phrase into your conversation, you can wear a button, whatever it is, you can use this opportunity to promote your business. It's just like a free win for you. So create events, and remember, your events don't necessarily have to be setting up with the table and the tent at a fair. An event can be, in the past I've done, me and my manager met up one day. We were shop specting again, got together outside of the supermarket. I had my little basket with my lipstick samples, and I just gave them out to people in the supermarket. And I probably told you the story before, but that was an event that I just put together. We were probably out for an hour and a half, 2 hours before all my stuff ran out, but that was my event, and that was an opportunity I had to connect with people in the community. Use this National Lipstick Day in your hashtags, in your Facebook posts. Post your favorite pout. I've been wearing lipstick all week, and I've been looking for people wearing lipstick so I can, you know, talk to them like, oh, you know, that's a beautiful shade of lipstick. Did you know this week is National Lipstick Week? And, you know, just starting a conversation from there. But free icebreaker, guys. But use the tools in your what's new. Avon has these beautiful little guides with this is actually a great bundle, 40% by the way, but this helps you kind of put together some talking points with your customers. So if you're talking to them and you're like, hey, you know, what kind of lipstick colors do you like? And they're like, oh, you know, I like browns and I like nudes, or I like more pinks, or I like more reds, or I like purples and plums. This gives you some ideas for how you can find specific products in that category, because a lot of people won't say to you, well, you know, my favorite color is a magnificent mauve. They're going to say, I like reds or I like pinks. So this makes it easy for you to not only pinpoint a color for them, but to also connect it with other products to help them build their order. And you guys know we have the different special offers now. We have the A box, which is coming out in campaign 18. And I don't even know if this book has it, but we have that new, of course I don't have any printed, we have that new gel zip bag clutch thing with the mascara and the more lip products that your customers can order for just $10, and it's like $30 worth of product. So if they have a $40 order. So this is a great way to help you to know how to build your order. So you start them off with a lipstick in their color line. You pair it up with a nail polish that complements, an eyeshadow and a blush that complements, and maybe a lip gloss. I love a lip gloss on top of a lipstick. I know people are all into the matte right now, but I will put a gloss on top of a matte lipstick. So don't knock it till you try it. And don't say, okay, well, they're ordering a matte lipstick, they don't want any gloss on top. If they're anything like me, they do. So use these tools when you're training yourself to come up with ideas. I've seen some really great ideas on Facebook, by the way, ways that you guys are promoting your business, getting ready for National Lipstick Day. What I've done in the past is I've stuck the lipstick bullets. I've done a couple of things. I put them in the sample packs. You guys have seen my videos for sample packs. There's always a lipstick bullet in there. So sometimes I just run with that because I usually already have some made. If you haven't seen it, the lipstick bullets I'm talking about are these, and the sample packs that I put them into are these. So these are the sample packs that I put together, and I always put a lipstick bullet in there. So you can just do your sample pack thing, or if you're on a budget, slap it onto a business card just as well. It works just as fine as a big sample pack. Stick a couple onto your business cards. You can use tape. I have used, I like to use this guy. I don't even know, all my jewelry is gone. I don't even know if they still sell this stuff, but they have this like sticky, what do they call it? It's permanent sticky stuff. So you roll it, you know when you get catalogs and there's like a business card or a credit card and it's on top of that gooey stuff? You can roll some of this stuff and then slap your lipstick bullet on there. It holds it really firmly. Or you guys know I love my glue gun. I actually just brought my glue gun home this weekend because I was like, I'm going to be doing events. So pull out the glue gun, get crafty. I want to show you some of the things I've been working for. Okay, yeah, glue gun ready to go. But something I did in the past, of course this one doesn't have one, was I put together these little gifts. These are the Sweet Honesty skin softeners, a couple of lace flower petals, and a lipstick bullet in the front. And I just put it together with some ribbon, and I did this for a women's event years ago for Valentine's Day. And every once in a while, when I still have time on my hands, I got my business card and my a little sample, a fragrance sample at the bottom, and I did this for like giveaways. So a lot of times when we're doing our prospecting events, we'll do the little drawing forms. See if I can do this without giving away anybody's personal information. These Avon drawing forms. There's a link on my website. If you can't find it on youravon.com, another rep reached out to me and she mentioned that she couldn't find it, but I put the link on my website, bossladies.com/ants, where I have all my representatives tools. But you can download the drawing forms there. But a lot of times when we're doing those events, we have raffles. So sometimes I'll raffle off something little, sometimes I'll raffle off something big. Because it's National Lipstick Day, I might put a couple of these on the table and maybe do a raffle every hour or something, because they're tiny. These are what, 75 cents? So for us, so that's a great way to, just be creative. Whatever you do, make it yours and make it fun. The point is to be, you want to make it professional, you want it to look good, you want it to look pretty, but don't break the bank trying to do something amazing and over the top. And also, do not, in bold letters, do not talk yourself out of doing it because you feel like you don't have the right tools, or because you don't feel like you have what another representative has. There's something else I wanted to show you and I cannot find it. Do you guys remember the lipstick pens that we used to have? I think mine is in the car. Let's see, hang on. Unfortunately, I can never keep these because they disappeared so quickly. I want to see if I still have any. Of course I don't. Anyway, a few years ago, I was just using one the other day, and I don't know where it was. But a few years ago, Town & Country had these lipstick pens. Also something I use when I'm out doing events. I use the ones that I have, but they've disappeared because people will see them and ask to keep them. So they walked. But I had a few left over that I kept for myself in safekeeping. Pulled one out to use the other day. Sometimes I like to use them when I want to start a conversation with someone, like when I'm at the bank. And I have to sign something, I pull out my little lipstick pen. So when someone compliments me on the pen, I tell them that I sell Avon. Again, icebreakers. But the lipstick pen is something else that I'll be doing with my events. But again, just don't not do something. Don't not go out this weekend. Don't not talk to people and share National Lipstick Day with people because you're afraid, you don't have something or the other. Print out little business cards, do a little Staples run, buy a pack of business cards, print something out. I've seen on Facebook people are putting together little special offers. Do something like that. Be creative with it, and just have fun. So let's see. I also wanted to point out one more thing. Samples. We're talking about sample packs and sampling. Avon has this new fragrance line, the B line, Be Fun, Be Daring, Be Romantic. They have this really great bundle. It's 33 samples for $5.99. Great deal. Take advantage of that. They also have, what am I talking? 33 samples for $5.99? Forget that. This one, 72 for $5.99. The other one is great too. It has, the good skincare. Sometimes you just need fragrance samples. So 72 for $5.99. If you're just getting started and you're just getting into the sample pack thing, that is definitely the way to go. I think that was it for this catalog. I have all these pages folded because you know that I love the Avon fashion. But oh, Shout out to Miss Susie. It's Miss Susie. She's got some good tips in there. So read your what's name. All right. So now that everything is topsy-turvy, let's talk about tonight's topic of discussion. So let me quickly rewind because I saw the comments flying in here, but I wanted to share about National Lipstick Day without losing my train of thought, even though I did anyway. All right. So what do we have? Hey, Miss Kathleen, I missed you. Miss Renee says seasoned reps. Yes, seasoned representatives. We're not old. Thank you, Miss Kathleen. Thank you. So always so sweet. Miss Milagros, hey. All right. So let's see what we have. Miss Gina, welcome. How are you? Yes. Okay. Miss Renee says that the lipstick pens are still available in Town and Country. I just don't think you're going to get them in time for National Lipstick Day this weekend unless you get some crazy rush shipment. But it's still a nice accessory to have. Like I said, I usually keep one somewhere so that when I'm signing anything, I pull it out so that I could strike up that conversation about my business. So you guys can still do that even after National Lipstick Day ends. And also, side note, these big events, a lot of times you could just think of it as like a door opener, an icebreaker into other future events. Because once you're comfortable talking to people for National Lipstick Day, you can just segue. You know, this Saturday is National Lipstick Day, but next Saturday you could still do something too. You don't always have to just wait for these events. It's just that these events are a great way to break the ice with people and encourage yourself and your team to go out. So it's going to be fun. Have fun with it. Post pictures, tag yourself, do the selfies, wear your favorite shade of lipsticks, and just have fun with it. I will be posting pictures, so Lord willing, I'll be out, but I will be posting pictures. I have some ideas for things that I want to do, so I'll be sharing with you guys as well. All right, so let's talk about our topic of discussion for tonight. Are you kidding you? So this is going to be an interesting topic of discussion because more than just a list of bullet points that I have for things that I want to talk about with you or ideas that I want to share with you, even though we got some ideas in the first half of this chat, I want to ask some questions for you. So I want you guys to really think about these questions and be honest with yourself. And for those of you who are friends with other Avon ladies or friends with teammates, go out on a limb and share it with them. Judgment-free zone, just as a way to evaluate for yourself. So I promise not to call out any names. If you guys have Jessica, welcome. I miss you too. Jessica, I know you have a win to celebrate for this week. I saw you, girl. Shout out to Jessica. I'll let her shout herself out. But I won't, if you guys have questions or if you want to answer the questions that I'm answering here, I won't call out your name, so it'll be like immortalized in all of the YouTube videos forever. But I will read your comments and without your name, so feel comfortable in that. So I have a couple of questions. This is more of a, when we talk about coaching, we talk about how coaching a lot of times is just asking the right questions to have the person reflect and come up with their own solution. So here I have a couple of questions. So I'm going to be asking, and I'm going to ask you guys to just be honest with yourself, because as I always say, a lot of these trainings are self-reflections in my own personal life. So why don't we just start? So the first question is kind of my favorite. It's, who's the boss? Who's the boss of your business? Who's in charge of your business? Do you guys realize that you are in charge of your own business? Your entrepreneurs, your CEOs of Avon by insert your name here. I realize that a lot of people don't really realize what being a boss of something means. We all have the glitz and the I guess you could call it the blockbuster movie version of what being a boss is. It's, getting up at 12 noon and getting to work all day in your pajamas and getting to only do what you want when you want to do it. And while those are some of the perks of having a business, there's also like the reality of it where there are tough situations that you have to go through. You have to wake yourself up, whether it's at 12 noon or at 5 o'clock in the morning. You have to make a decision for yourself when you're going to get up. And when you have a job, your boss says you have to be here at 8:30 or you have to be here at 9. When you're the boss, you have to decide what time you show up and if you do show up. And you have to be accountable for that if you don't show up, because there's no boss to say, you missed work today. You're supposed to be here half an hour ago, but you weren't. And I think sometimes we lose some of the strict rules and roles and benefits of having a boss when we become our own boss. We think, we're free completely, 100%, but we forget that we're still committed to the business. Like, just stop for a minute and think about a boss of a company, be it your day job or a job that you used to have, for those of you who are lucky enough to be able to do your business full time. The hate, no, I'm jelly, right? So think about bosses. Why are they watching the clock? Why are they watching the hours? Why are they watching their return on the investment so much? Because this business is their baby. They want it to succeed. So they're so vested in the business that these are the ways that they track the progress of the business and how well the business is doing. We have to do the same things in our business. We have to be accountable to whether or not we are working this business, because no one else is going to do it for us. Gone are the days where your upline or your district manager or, some fairy godmother is going to come out of nowhere like, hey, you didn't work your business today. You didn't talk to your 5 people per day. You didn't do the power of 3. Because why? You're your own boss. No one else is going to do that but you. So you have to make a decision for yourself. Are you going to do that? Are you going to hold yourself accountable? Or are you going to talk about holding yourself accountable? Let's see. Sorry, Jess, I really did put you on blast. But Angela, hey, Angela, my ice cream partner, she says that they have an employee mindset. Yes, you have to get out of your employee mindset and think about it as a boss. Jessica says, yeah, you're in control. So that control that you have, it actually means so much more than, the hashtag living the boss life pictures that we post online. There's all the background stuff, which brings us to our next question. Who are you really cheating? So let's say you have a job 9 to 5 and it is your job to, I don't know, stock shelves. When those shelves aren't stocked, what happens? Customers can't come in and buy. There's no product for customers to even know what you have. Your inventory sits in the back. If it's perishable, it spoils. Eventually, your manager will crack down on you and say, what happened here? You're supposed to stock the shelves and you didn't. Who's going to do this now? Are we going to pay you overtime to do what you were supposed to be doing when you were getting paid for it? Do you think you're going to get paid twice? And eventually, they're going to fire you. But in this business, you don't have that manager to kind of crack the whip. But the effects, the negative effects of not doing your job are still felt. So when you're not promoting your business, for example, you're not finding customers. Nobody knows what you have to offer. If you've bought products or if you bought your starter kit and it sits in the closet, eventually those catalogs will, they're not going to rot and decay, but they're going to expire. Eventually, if you never place an order, then your account will close. And what? You're going to re-register and pay again? And then this time, will you do it? Will you take it seriously? So you have to kind of ask yourself at the end of it, who's being cheated here? When you're the boss and it's your company and you're kind of slacking off in the hours, you're kind of cheating yourself, right? So my loggers is laughing. Angela says she's calling in sick to herself tomorrow. She hopes she doesn't fire herself. Just kidding. I mean, yeah, it's great. We do have that flexibility to call in sick when we want to and make our own hours. But Miss Angela, I bet, isn't calling sick for 6 months in a row. There's a cap. Takes a couple of days, maybe a couple of weeks. We're going to take a couple of days, go to Rep Fest. Those are our days off, our little vacation days. But when we come back, we work our business. We get back into our schedule. We get back into our grind. Myra says that she's the boss. She's the one who's in control. But as bosses, we also have to be mindful of our return on investment, whether or not the time and energy that we're putting in is efficient enough to bring back the returns that we seek. So again, in your job, let's say, for example, again, the shelf stocking thing is just the easy example. Let's say it's your job. You ever go to the supermarket and the fruits are all stacked in like a nice pyramid and they look beautiful? Could you imagine if that fruit stacker person just stayed from like a couple of miles away and tossed the watermelons into that bin? They're breaking, they're all over the floor. It's a mess and it looks crazy. He's doing what he's supposed to do. It's his job to put the watermelons in the bin, technically speaking, but he's not doing it to the best of his ability, right? So in our business, we could be doing what we need to do. We could go out, set up our table, and sit there like this the whole time and not talk to anybody who passes by. We can label up all of our brochures and let them sit in a nice corner in our house. There's so many things that we could do in our business, but we have to question ourselves, are we doing it to the best of our ability? Are we maximizing the time that we're putting into the business? When we're out there, are we talking to people? Are we smiling and being positive and encouraging? Or are we just kind of half-arsing it, you know? Are you playing tricks with yourself? Are you playing mind games with yourself? Like, oh yeah, I'll get to it tomorrow. I'll get to it tomorrow. Well, you know, tomorrow. And then before you know it, a month goes by. At the end of the day, who really lost here? Because there's going to be another representative who's going to swoop in and take care of the people, the customers, the leads, the recruits that you slept on. Who's going to miss the next trip? Who's going to miss the next cash bonus? Who's going to be missing out on reaching their dreams and goals? Are you breaking promises to yourself? I've done this. I actually have something else that I'm working on outside of this business, and I play these games, and I say, okay, I am going to watch. If I do what I'm supposed to be doing for an hour, I could watch an hour of TV. And then I start and I say, okay, well, you know what? I got half an hour in. Let me just watch this full hour of TV, and I'll come back and do the half an hour that I promised before. And you know how it is. You get in, you're watching your show, and then it's like, oh my gosh, it ends on a cliffhanger. I have to watch the next one. And then you watch another, and then another, and then you're like, oh my gosh, it's 12 o'clock. I got work in the morning. I'll sleep. I'll just add that half hour into tomorrow's work. And then tomorrow comes, and you do this again. You just broke a promise to yourself. You said, self, if I do A, I can reward myself with B. You rewarded yourself with B, but you didn't do A. And now you've got this, complex going on in your head where you're not even rewarding yourself. Could you imagine if your boss said to you, all right, if you do your job, I'll throw in a bonus. And you do your job, you do it well. And then he comes back like, yeah, that bonus I promised, I changed my mind. You're never going to do that again, right? So why play those games with yourself? You're your own boss. Treat your employee self as a boss the same way you would want your employee self wants your boss self to treat yourself. Does that make sense? Stay with me. Hang in here. I have 2 more questions. Let's check in on our comments. Angela says something interesting. She said, there's always something that can be done, even on a sick day. See, Angela's thinking like a boss. She's got a business to run. She's got stuff that relies on the success or failure of her business. So she's like, you know what, even if I'm feeling under the weather, maybe I'm not going out and, doing a full-blown event with tents and brochures, but maybe I could take some blog pictures. Maybe I could do some product reviews. I mean, I've had days where I am in bed, just on the computer, writing blog posts or cleaning up my Instagram pictures. Sometimes you just can't get up and you need the time to rest and lie down, but there's stuff that you can be doing. Miss Angela has her boss hat, her boss life hat on. Thanks for sharing that. Miss Janet says she's watching on the fly. She's running her errands, doing what she has to do, checking in with a conference call. Miss Janet has her boss life hat on. Hey, Miss Rachel, welcome. Miss Angela says labeling, samples as she listens to this. Never idle hands. I love that. You know how many times, once I had a representative say to me, where do you find time to label all these brochures? And I was like, I start them, and you guys saw in a video I posted the other day how I prepare my sample packs. But with the brochures, I lay them out. I label some while I watch TV. I label some in between, sometimes you're waiting for a family member to get ready. I label them. At one point, I would lay them out, and if my dad was waiting for me, he would just do a couple, 5 or 6, but it's 5 or 6 closer to my goal. So thank you, Miss Angela, for sharing that. Multitask. Why? Because you're the boss and you have goals that you want to meet. Stop kidding yourself. We need to stop killing ourselves. I'm not pointing fingers because this is me too. And yeah, definitely, Angela, I agree. It is relaxing to do labels. Sometimes when my brain is just like, it's been going all day, like a rabbit on a wheel, and I'm just exhausted, I just want to sit and label brochures. I don't know. It helps. So third question. This is kind of a tough one, but again, you need that honesty for yourself. So again, looking at this situation, if you're the employee, would you bet on yourself? Would you invest in yourself? You know your actions, you know your inner voice, you know what you're thinking. Kind of step outside of yourself and look back at yourself. Look back at your actions. Look back at what you're doing and ask yourself, would you hire yourself? I'm going to let that marinate for a minute. Would you hire yourself? Are you BSing yourself when it comes to work? Are you talking a big game but not having your actions line up with what you're saying? Are you just trying to have everything together for everyone else to see, and then when you're alone and in that, alone time with yourself, what's really happening? Are you doing the things that you still need to do, or are you only doing them when other people are watching you? Are you talking about big promises for yourself and then breaking your promises to yourself? Would you invest in yourself? Would you hire yourself? I actually have to write that question down and put it somewhere just to keep myself accountable to myself, because this business there's, like I said, there's no manager, there's no boss to watch you and keep an eye on what you're doing and your actions. So you have to be accountable to yourself. And if you're not, it starts to show up in your results. It starts to come through, bleed through in what you're doing, what you're not doing. And a lot of times I have to catch myself, like, you slacked off on that. You need to get back on track, because now you're starting to see the results of, whatever it is you're doing or not doing. So ask yourself, would you bet on yourself? If there was a line of like racehorses and you're one of them, would you put money on yourself? I'm pretty sure there are a couple of people out there who if they're honest with themselves, can reflect on this and say, you know what, no, I wouldn't put money on myself. I would invest in someone else, because I know I'm not putting in 100% like I can. I know that I'm talking the talk, but I'm not walking the walk. So be honest with yourself. It's a tough question, but as hard as it is to ask yourself and answer honestly, if you can overcome that and move forward. Because if you're honest with yourself with the obstacles that you're having, you can find solutions to overcome them. Let's see. Miss J says she's running errands to customers, doing callbacks, and making out thank yous with samples while she watches the video. This woman is super efficient. We all need to go to her house and train. Miss Renee says Avon therapy. I think she's referring to the labeling the brochures. Someone else said, this is a good point. We can all learn from this. Something to really think about and be honest with yourself. I promised I wouldn't shout out anybody on the reflection comment. So thank you guys for sharing. And I have one more question. So This is a question we're just going to wrap it up with. It's actually a loaded question because it's one question followed by a series of other questions. So get the pen and paper out. So the first question is like header question and then sub question. So the header question is, sorry, not question. It's a I guess you could say a phrase. It's an idea. So you actually do want to be the person that you want to invest 100% in, right? So be that person. Be the person you would invest 100% in. And ask yourself these three things, three more questions. One, what does that person look like? Two, what do they do? And three, how do they do it? So your goal is to be the person that you commit 100% to, right? That you would want to hire onto your own team, right? The person that you would throw all your chips in behind, put all your eggs in their basket, throw your I don't know, tickets into that person. If there was a bet and we were betting people, you would gamble on yourself. You want to be that person 100%, right? So the three questions are, think about what that person looks like. Because you can imagine what it looks like to be the person you would invest in 100%, then you could start to do it, right? What do they do? Schedule, commit. What do their actions look like? If they say they're going to do something, do they do it? Or do they postpone it? Do they say they're going to do something to others, but not do it when they're by themselves? Think about what that person looks like. And it's also a question of integrity a little bit, but when you're thinking about the essence of that person, what is it that their actions look like? And how do they do it? What is their demeanor like? Are they confident? Are they cheerful? Are they having fun with it? Think of the ideal person that you want to be. So Milagros is always encouraging us to do our dream boards and think about what our goals want to be. So make being the person you throw your chips in with one of your goals. So get, I wouldn't say clip an image of that person, but I would say like take a picture of yourself and put your head on their body, even if it's mentally. What are they wearing? How do they dress? How do they carry themselves? What do they do? How do other people feel when they're around them? How do they inspire other people? How do other people react? You want to be like, for me, I mean, I would want to be a person that um, has more confidence. I'm working on it. I'm getting there. I want to be a person that other people can trust. I want to be a person that inspires other people. If they're looking at my actions, they'll say, oh, she's inspiring me to go further and be better. And the opposite is, for me to say that I'm going to do stuff and not do it. For my actions to discourage someone. I never ever want my actions to discourage another person or stop that person from reaching their dreams and goals. So even if you're thinking about what you don't want to look like what's the person you wouldn't invest in look like? And then plan out being the opposite. So just, aspire to be that person. And if once you decide on what it is that that person looks like and you're deciding on what the action steps, the what, it should be who, what, when, why, but the what of that person, their essence, what they are, what they do, how they do it, all of those answers to those questions. Once you figure out what that is, aspire to be it. Take the small steps to get you closer to being that person. And you may not be that person now, but fake it till you make it. Because eventually, as you go about doing it, just like when we're practicing our business and we're going out and we're speaking to people, we may not feel so confident in the beginning. We may be a little bit scared, but we do it anyway. And then we get comfortable doing it. And then we overcome that fear. And then all of a sudden, we are comfortable doing it. And we're that person who does it. In the same way that acting out the actions of the person that you aspire to be will get you to be the person that you aspire to be. So that's our chat for today. So, are you kidding yourself? Are you one thing when you say you want to be another thing? Or are you pretending to be one thing when behind the scenes you're another thing? Stop kidding yourself. Just be that person that you want to be. So let's get back to our chat. we have very good point. We can all learn from this, something to really think about and be honest with yourself. Thanks, Dee. Let's see. Oh, hey, Cordelia, welcome. And let's see. Oh, thank you, Kathleen. And yeah, you kind of have to just tell yourself, and by all means, you don't think that you're going to get this overnight. You're going to try and fall and, have to pick yourself up and go again. But are you the kind of person who picks themselves up and goes again? Or are you the kind of person who just lays flat and plays dead, like that blue thing from, what was it? What's that movie, Inside Out? Do you want to be the blue girl from Inside Out? Or are you going to be Happiness, who gets up and keeps going even though she's afraid and unsure of what her next step is going to be? Just choose for yourself, because at the end of the day, remember our first question, who's the boss? You're the boss, so you get to decide the route that you take and the route, the person that you want to be and what kind of business you want to have. So thank you guys for tuning in and chatting with me and being honest with me. I know that these hard videos are tough when we ask the tough questions, and I know it's scary to even really think about it. For me, it's always scary to talk about it with you guys, because I'm like, okay, I've got to get my life cleaned up and in check if I'm going to be talking to people about this. But it's a work in progress. So these things I'm talking about with you guys are stuff that I'm figuring out for myself and that I'm trying to practice for myself. So even that, I said, am I going to be the person who keeps stuff to myself until I have it perfect? Or am I going to be the one who's like pulling other people to get on the bandwagon and go through this journey with me so we could talk about it? So next week is August. It's going to be a choppy week. It's going to be a choppy month, because we're kicking off August with RepFest. August is also my birthday month. And then I'm going on vacation end of August for my birthday with my family. So I have planned a nice series for you. We have a new acronym. You guys know how I love my acronym. ANTS, boss, ladies. So next week, we're going to be talking about an acronym PHAT. PHAT. So August, new acronym, new training. Be sure to tune in and be sure to invite other people so they can get in here too, and we could chat it up. I am actually going to be coming back to you guys because we talked about accountability. So I want to know what you guys felt after this video for the next week. I want you to go through every day asking yourself, am I the person that I want to be? Am I the person that I want to invest in? Are my actions today, before your head hits that pillow at night, say, was I the person today that I want to invest in? And just keep asking yourself. And let's see how your actions and your productivity improves, because I think you're going to start to see some awesome results if you're honest with yourself. And if you fall, it's okay. Get back up. We'll do it again. But share next week. And I'm looking forward to talking with you guys. If next week I will not be at RepFest. We will be at RepFest the following week. But next week is actually the last week in July. But we're going to be starting off early because I'll be gone the end of the month. But just stay tuned. I'll post the topic of discussion on my page, and we'll continue our discussion thing. So thank you guys for joining me, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all again next week. Have a great night, guys. Bye.